Damn it, I hit the button. Putting something else out. See if it lasts. Nice clear day. Doesn't look like any rain, so it should be right. That is a gaming chair that we sat in for maybe 10 minutes. Bought it many moons ago. So what do you think, kiddo?
Think about what?
that pretty much sums it up right there. So a buddy of mine said he went to a swap meet a couple months ago and found a safe, and the guy only wanted like 35 bucks for it. It's one of these little electronic safes. And he figured out that it's, you know, programmable and all this kind of stuff, so you can change the combination and all this. Gets it home, Googles how to do it, and finds out it's one that's been hacked. So there's like a really easy way you like pop the buttons off. There's a way to short circuit it and get into this stupid thing. And he's like, "What do you do now?" There's no way to get an upgrade to hardware. Cannot hold it still. Well, here we go, another day, another dollar. See if this comes out. Something about these cameras on these phones, man, they don't get the reds. That's not really red, it's more of a pink, but that'll never come out. It's just been long days at work. Nothing interesting going on. So I haven't posted anything. I'm just boring. So I work for a huge company that does software, hardware, the whole bit. So we do development of a complete box, complete systems. And that's all I really want to say about that. But tomorrow is the day before Memorial Day weekend. It's Friday before Memorial Day weekend. And they told us today, Thursday, kind of early in the day, well, we're going to let everybody go tomorrow at noon. Now, there's a reason they tell us this early. It's because we have this thing called a development cycle. I do builds, and I build software. That's my step. That's what I do. So they tell us on the software side, we want a new build. We want to test it over the long weekend. In order for this to happen, we have to run a full set of. We have to run through a full set of tests once before everybody can go home, basically, in order to push it out over the weekend. So we don't want it to break over the weekend, so we want to run through one whole set of tests. So they tell us before noon today, we're going to get let out tomorrow at noon. And they come in, and we come in, we say, okay, here's what all needs to be in the build. Let's get the build out. We got it out before end of day today, and ran all the quick tests on it. And they're going to run a longer set of tests on it tonight. They'll run through the whole, one full set of tests. And tomorrow morning they'll know everything's broken, and we get one last chance to fix things before we run over the long weekend. And it always looks bad when you have to have people come in over the weekend just because something broke. And you have somebody come in and look at stuff just to make sure things are still running. But we have VPN now, of course, so we can at least log in and see if things, if anything blew up, we can go in and fix it, software-wise. But it's funny, they have to tell us in advance, really, because that would throw off our entire schedule, and a lot of people would feel really bad if it came down to tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh yeah, everybody can leave at noon, or get ready to leave at noon, and they're like, well, yeah, but we got a whole day planned ahead of us that we've got to deal with. So they've learned, this is an old company, they've been around for a long time. They've learned that when you have this cycle of development, you tell people in advance when you're going to, surprise, you get to go home a little early today, so they can plan for it. And my old company, which was a small company, less than 100 people, before we got bought by the big company, we just wouldn't get a lot of the dates off. We didn't get Memorial Day off in the old company. We do now, thank God. I'm so glad to get more days off. It's very important for morale. It's very important for the psyche to have some days off here and there, to just go screw around with your family and have some fun. You got to do it. It keeps your mind focused for when you're at work. But now there's a lot of differences between a large company and a smaller company. Our old cycle was just keep banging on it until it's done. The big company cycle is you plan ahead and you make sure that all of the all of the resources come together and when you need them. So you plan ahead, you make sure that this is here when you need it, this is here when you need it, this is here when you need it, and everything moves through the system. And very different mentality. I like the big company setup better, much better. It's more organized. Of course, when you have fewer people and you rely, and everybody wears 35 hats, you can't always have the focus. You can't always have the focus on any one thing and plan to have it here and here and here when you need it and move things through. One person has to do this and this, so somebody else does the other two things in the middle. So you just can't plan ahead effectively and time management when you just have that few people. A big company, if you need somebody to do this one thing, it'll save you a lot of time. You bring somebody in to do it.